Okay, I'm recording. It's the first time I've tried the camera since it's fell off in the wind over in Nevada or Utah. And I am up at the top of Pikes Peak right now. It was hot down at the bottom, and when I checked in, they said there is a thunderstorm moving in, and you can see it right there, and they said be very, very careful, watch the sky, and if the lightning starts to strike, find a place, get off the mountain basically before it starts. So that's what the clouds look like at 14,130 something feet. I did get my photo, but my sticker for the windshield, which I'll clean and put on later. $6.30 this year. Went up $1.05. I guess that's inflation. Anyways, I'm definitely feeling the altitude a little bit, and before it really starts to give me any of the wooziness, I'm going to get off the high elevation, go down to about 12,000 feet, open the zippers on the jacket, and take a ride off. This is the first time I've been up on the mountain with no snow, so has a whole different look and feel to it. Now there's a couple of rivers of snow in certain shaded areas, but for the most part the mountain is clear, and I'm definitely huffing and puffing a little bit, so I think it's time to get back on the bike and start the descent. It ran on the cooling fan somewhere between 214 and 221 all the way up here, just because there were so many cars and so much traffic running first gear, second gear for probably 3,000 feet of the ascent. A lot of low switchbacks and first gear turns and that kind of stuff. But I'm hoping the camera and the microphone are still working properly. I've got everything plugged in. I did use the JB weld and excessively welded the mount to the helmet. I think if it works as advertised, it'll take a chisel to get it off, or the plastic mount will break this time, not the adhesive releasing. Of course, that still remains to be seen how that's going to work over time. This is the first time the camera's been on the helmet. I gave it 48 hours to cure. It says it cures it sets up in 5 minutes and cures in an hour. I gave it 2 days. So anyways, I am going to start the downhill trip. I'll let this run a few minutes, and then I have a destination to Cripple Creek and a place called Phantom Canyon Highway. That's supposed to be pretty impressive. I'll get out of your way here in just a minute, and you'll have a better swing. Okay, here we go. All right. Didn't spend all that much time up here at the top, but enough time to get what I wanted and do what I wanted. The Cog Railroad did run. I took a photo of it just over there a few minutes ago. I forgot that this was motorcycle parking. This is where I parked last time, and that's when I stayed up here too long and started to feel the effects of the altitude. But anyways, it's all good. You can just see how crowded it is. It was bright sunshine when I left the hotel in 84 degrees, and it's 57 up here. I think it was 55 before the sensor caught a little sun. But it was 84 at the bottom of the mountain, and definitely cooled off. I opened some of the zips because I was overheating in line. It took well over 30 minutes to go 100 yards. For some reason, they were slow rolling the entrances today. But you can kind of see that this is definitely one of those popular destinations. They were completely sold out of timed entries, and I think they, for all practical purposes, overbooked. There's the summit peak with the high point. I probably should have grabbed a photo there. but that's all right. Phantom Canyon Road, 24 miles. Okay, I think in about 2,000 feet, I'll start to feel a little bit better. I don't know if the camera's picking up this epic view. It's a little breezy, but I really don't want to get too close to the edge over here. But on the other turn, the next switchback, I think it is, it will be on the side where we'll be closer to the edge. I'm not going to go and look over, but it should be interesting to catch the perspective. I wonder if all this broken up stone is some of the remnant from when they cut the road. You can see way down there some of the road. I guess they decided to add some more protection, because boy, I'll tell you what, you go off the road here, I mean, I'm not even going to go over to the edge, but you can see you're going for a ride. And the bike's already up to 199 degrees on water temperature in just the short few minutes we've been running. So while it is cooler, definitely need some air going through the radiator. I've been here on the bluest of blue days, and I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but I'm wondering if that's rain. That's those streaks that are coming out of the sky and it's just not reaching the ground, or what the deal is. I think what I'll do, even though I'm feeling the cold really pouring through on the vents, here's one of those really slow hairpins. I think when I get down to where they want the automobiles to test the brakes, I'm going to pull over there for a second and undo all of the ventilation on the jacket, and then as I ride down and ride out of here and get back into the heat, I will be prepared for the, I think it's about a 24, 25 mile ride down to Cripple Creek. I'm always concerned with these newer vehicles on these really slow mountain roads where you got to use a lot of brake, that they just get to freewheeling and running, and then when they really need to use the brakes, they're not there. And this motorcycle's not going to provide much additional stopping power. This right here is a pretty good point to basically pull over and do some pictures. Last time I was here, which was earlier this year, I think it was in June, they had just got some snow on the mountain, and this section was closed. I can definitely feel myself taking some deep breaths in. Let's see what the altimeter tells us. Okay, 13,489. still at some pretty high altitude. Now, other than because we're running slow, and a lot slower than we're running now coming up, the water temperature definitely warmed up. You probably should put on your signal if you're going to pull over. I almost hollered at the guy to use his signal, but you know, you can't fix stupid. Don't mean to be unkind, but it is what it is. When I was up at the summit just a few minutes ago, a man and a woman got engaged. Look like kids. When I say kids, at 61 they're all kids. I think they probably look like they were middle to late 20s. And she said yes, and the folks were there filming it, and I think it's a great memory they'll have proposing up on Pikes Peak. And it's a place that if, you know, they're gonna stick it out and stay married, which I hope they do, they'll be able to come back here at some point in the future and say, this is the spot, back on August 2nd, sometime around 11:30 a.m. Well, we're definitely above the tree line up here, right? You get a little bit of this grass with little flowers in it, and that's about all you're getting for vegetation up here. If the camera doesn't cut off before I get down to about 12,000 feet, I'm going to cut it off and save the battery for the Phantom Canyon Road. My understanding from a guy I met at the hotel this morning, it's I think a gravel road most of the way once you get down into Cripple Creek. So we'll see how that goes. I'm riding the bike light today, but the suspension is still cranked way up for the weight, so it will be interesting to see how the bike reacts on the gravel road without the weight. Yeah, I'm going just fast enough and getting enough air through the radiator, cool air. The thermometer is still saying 59, and it's definitely a little breezy. Not like the wind that blew the camera off the helmet, but I can feel it puffing a little bit, huffing and puffing. This is a popular place, but then so is Bryce Canyon and Banff and Icefields National Parks. Whoa, we got a mountain goat right here. Right there. Hey, buddy. Okay, well that is a first. I don't know if you saw that big herd sheep. I think it's what you call bighorn sheep. There he is crossing the road. If I was just a little further behind this car, I might have got him out on the center of the road. I'm surprised he doesn't have any pals with him, but I guess it is what it is. I think if I get back early enough today, I may just take a ride through the Garden of the Gods. And I know there was a herd of bighorn sheep there earlier this year, as was a herd of elk. Well, okay, that was a treat, seeing some big game up here on the mountain. They always tell you to look out for them.